Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 7th day of March in the year of our Lord 2019. Socialism, the thing that has never worked in all of history, is on the march here in America. From Western Journal comes this one. Thomas Sowell sounds the warning bell. U.S. may give in to socialism. We may not make it. Renowned economist Thomas Sowell, who I totally respect. This man is just really great, and he speaks the truth every time I've ever heard him say anything, expressed great concern that enough Americans might be persuaded by the siren call of socialism to take the country down that route. The author of Basic Economics told Fox Business Network on Thursday, "I do have a great fear that in the long run we may not make it. I hate to say that," Sowell continued. "The one thing that keeps me from being despairing is that we don't know. There are so many things that we can't possibly know, and so we may make it, but I wouldn't bet on it." The Hoover Institution senior fellow argued people seem to ignore what is happening in the world. So many people today, including the leading universities, don't pay much attention to the evidence, Sowell said. Hello, James. Good to see you here. When you see people starving in Venezuela and fleeing into neighboring countries and realize that this is a country that once had the world's largest oil reserves, you can realize that they've ruined a very good prospect with the ideas that sounded good, but it didn't turn out well. Hello, Claudia. Good to see you. Sowell said he used to be a Marxist in his youth. "Before I was a Marxist, I was an empressist, and I stayed an empressist. With the passing years, simply as I looked into more and more things, I saw the difference between reality and the rhetoric," he said. "Unfortunately, so many people today, including the leading universities, don't pay much attention to the evidence. Socialism is a wonderful sounding idea," Sowell said. "It's only as a reality that it is disastrous." In a 1999 interview with Salon.com, the economist explained how a stint working as an intern for the federal government in the early 60s began to change his mind. Sowell came to see that while studying wage policy in Puerto Rico, that the free enterprise system was better at helping people improve their lives than the government. And that's something that here in America that we are still trying to find out. Hello, Claudia. During his FBN interview, Sowell was asked if he thought self-described Democrat Socialist Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez popularity would continue to rise. "It depends," he responded. "If they go by rhetoric, she's a rising star." And there is the problem. Most of the prominent Democrat candidates for president, including Senators Bernie Sanders of Vermont, Kamala Harris of California, Cory Booker of New Jersey, Kirsten Gillibrand of New York, Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, I probably murdered her name, and Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts have signed on to Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal. The plan envisions massive government intervention in the economy in order to transition the United States to 100% renewable energy, including the goal of achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2030. And it came out the other day, she's got a higher carbon footprint than almost all of us right now. But she says that that's because she's living. Well, that throws her deal right out the window, doesn't it? Additionally, the new Green Deal contains new government entitlement programs, including free universal health care, free college education, government guaranteed employment and income, and paid family and medical leave. Now, who's going to pay for all of this? The government sure as hell isn't, because one of the things that the government is forgetting here is that without the taxpayer, they have no money. A Fox News poll released last month showed 57% of respondents had a positive opinion of capitalism, while only 25% viewed socialism as in a positive light. An NBC News Wall Street Journal poll found only 25% of respondents found being a socialist a desirable trait for a candidate. Hello, Wendell. President Donald Trump clearly understands that most of the nation's citizens do not support socialism and plans to make it a campaign issue. During his State of the Union address in early February, the president differentiated himself from his would-be candidate challenger's vision of the government, saying America was founded on liberty and independence and not government coercion, domination, and control. We are born free, and we will stay free. Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country. That's what he said. Trump added in a speech to Venezuelan Americans last month, we know that socialism is not about justice. It's not about equality. It's not about lifting up the poor. Socialism is about one thing only, power for the ruling class. And that is right. And now to remove the liberal blindfolds, folks. Like I said yesterday, I've been watching politics and the direction both parties are heading for a long time now. The Democrats have gone full-fledged socialist communist wannabes, while the Republicans have moved in that direction too, which is one of the reasons now that conservatism really looks like a right-wing radical idea when it isn't. It is where America used to be, both parties. And in that, we look at a quote from Benjamin Franklin. When he was asked what the committee had given us, he replied, "A republic, ma'am, if we can keep it." And there, in that short statement from Franklin, lies the story of where America is going, and what Thomas Sowell in today's update has said. We are a constitutional republic as long as we can keep it. And in order to keep it, our children have to be taught the history of America, the true history, not the one made up by the liberal historians who have changed so much in our history books that what really happened isn't there anymore. Because of that, our children are being taught a history that didn't really happen, with some of the truth put in there for garnish. And the textbooks and the books and authority have over the years been changed. So the thing that I am always saying, you forget the past, you are doomed to repeat it, is brought up to the forefront. Our youth now do not know the values of capitalism and why it brought America and the world with it out of the dark ages and into the present. The way we are being taught today, capitalism is the evil that is holding the world back, and it is America's guilt with slavery that is what is making this nation being the one that's founded in evil. When if the truth was known, and the kids would know, if the truth was known, the kids would know that when America was founded, slavery was prevalent all over the world. It was America that helped to get rid of it, and it did it in a short order. If you look at how long it lasted before. America has brought wealth and help to the world by using our higher standard of living to bear when disasters all over the world happened, and we would be the ones going in to help, or we would be asked to go in to help, even by our enemies, and the others would come in and help only after we did. America is not the evil that the liberal minds in academia proclaim. The evil is the socialism that is pervading America and bringing her down. It is that main reason that Trump is being fought by all the Democrats in Washington, D.C. right now. He is trying to put an end to the destruction that has been wrought on this nation by the liberals, and they don't like seeing all their hard work in the last century being dismantled. It is time for the American people to stand up and help this man who has been fighting all alone in Washington for what America really was founded to be, a free country, the home of the brave and the land of the free. We keep going like we are now, and that will cease to exist, I guarantee you. Thank you, James, Claudia, Wendell, and Melissa, for being here. We are here to push the facts that the lying liberal lamestream media leaves out, facts that change the story from what is right to what the left wants, which is never right anymore, and that's even happening in academia too. So truth, justice, and the American way are the continuing casualties in everything the left stands for, and the American people need to learn that or lose everything this country was formed for. God bless America. God bless our troops, and as always, we will not be ruled. Have a safe and blessed day.